Have you ever wondered what your house is actually worth? Well, if you're a homeowner in the Northampton area, let me tell you, you're not alone with those thoughts. That's probably the most commonly asked question that I will get, week in, week out as an agent in the town. However, my answer isn't always what people expect. Hi, my name is Mike, and I'm going to try and explain what really determines the value of your home and why using online valuation tools could be thousands of pounds out and really cost you a significant amount of money. So let's get straight into it. One of the biggest myths I want to deal with right off the bat is this issue of online valuation tools. The problem with these things is that they can only go on historic sales data and what they perceive as market conditions. And of course, they're not real people, so perception is a strange thing to think about. But seriously, they cannot know what it is that makes your house unique. You may have extended it, added a bedroom here or there, created a really nice open plan living space, which is so much in demand at the moment. Or you might have just had the garden landscaped, and it creates a beautiful, safe environment for your kids to play in. On the other hand, your house might be a little bit tired. It might need some updating. It might not be in peak market condition. And that's why you get, significantly, or you can get significantly different valuations for two similar homes on the same street. So the first thing is location. Even in Northampton, house values in one area can significantly vary to those in a neighbouring area. Now, if you live in a sought after location, you've got brilliant school catchment areas, excellent transport links, and wonderful amenities right on your doorstep, well, obviously that is going to impact on the value of your home. The second condition is presentation, and for me, really one of the most important. If your house is market ready and it comes to the market, the presentation is excellent, then obviously that's probably going to draw in pretty strong offers from day one. However, if the home needs a little bit of work, maybe it's not in one of the top locations, it's going to take a little bit longer and you may end up reducing your price. The third is the size and the layout. Now, I can tell you from somebody who does a lot of viewings with buyers that it's not just square footage that they're interested in these days. It's a lifestyle. I think you've got to understand that people work from home a lot more these days. So a home office is a big draw for them. Practical things like additional bedrooms so that they can have guests over or relatives to stay, and usable outdoor spaces are really a critical factor. And finally, the current market. House prices change over time, as do interest rates and the economy. And the number of properties coming to the market will all have a big impact on what buyers are prepared to pay for your home today. One of the mistakes I come across a lot when talking to sellers is that they simply just compare their house to other similar homes that are on the market. But what you have to remember is asking prices are exactly that. They're asking prices. And what's really important is, what is a buyer prepared to pay for your house today? And that's why it's important to base your expectations on comparable sales data and not simply properties that are just listed for sale online. So what should you do next? Well, if you're seriously thinking about selling in the next 6 or 12 months, my advice is to have a professional valuation. A local property expert can come along, talk to you about your property, what may or may not need doing to get it market ready, and certainly can tell you what is going on in the local market today that will affect the price of your home. So my final thoughts are that for most people, your home is your biggest financial asset, and therefore it's really important to make sure you're getting the right advice before you make any firm decisions. If you're selling in the Northampton area, then I'd be happy to provide you with a free, no obligation valuation of your home, and we can just talk about the market and what's going on and how we can work together and get everything to fit in with your plans. If you found this video useful, then please hit the subscribe and the like buttons, because I'll be doing more market updates in the next few days, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.